Hi everyone, I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight is our May 2025 release, and we are so excited because we have some really beautiful and very unique stamp and die bundles to share with you tonight. We've got a brand new card kit to share, and we have a few surprises to share as well. But before we get started with all the fun new things, let's say hello to Tom. Hey.
Hey, the fun old thing.
Oh my goodness, I'm so out of breath. I had to run. Normally I have all of the stamp sets here to show, and there was one missing. And I was getting them all together. I waited till the last minute. I was getting them all organized, and the one set wasn't here, but it's here now. Whew.
Somebody's keeping you on your toes.
That's right. Somebody's giving me a workout. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. So excited. Seems like it's been a while since we had a release.
It has
Feels
been
like
a while.
it anyway.
It does. It was an extra week this time, so that just felt like a lifetime. Right?
Okay.
But look at you and I are matching tonight.
Yeah. How'd that happen? I don't know.
We've got our Gina K apparel for tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
The logoed wear, right?
Getting right in the work, the swing of things.
Work mode, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I know you normally don't have a word of the day for release parties. You don't have one tonight, right?
I might be able to come up with one. I didn't plan for it, but yeah, we can work that out, I think.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a word of the day. And
Throw in the dead space a curve.
Yeah, why not? People always ask for it during release parties, so we might as well.
All
and
right.
Just so everybody, if you're new here, tonight we're going to be joined by 4 of our illustrators. We've got 4 tonight, right, Tom?
4.
Yeah. And so we are very excited about tonight. I can't wait to get right into it. So I'm going to get started right away. I want to show everybody our incentive sets because every release we change our incentive sets. And with any $75 purchase, you're entitled to a free gift. And we have 2 new incentive sets each month. And then we also have one of the other options is a pack of A2 Gina K Designs layering weight white cardstock. Now that layering weight white cardstock is the smoothest cardstock on the market, and it is so great for ink blending. So if you haven't tried it yet, that might be a great free gift option. But let me show you the other gifts that you can get tonight. So we've got these 2 right here, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit because I had Rena here last Friday night, and we needed to really have a lot of table space for both of us to get in. So we've got 2 different incentive sets. The first one is called Thankful Magnolias, and it's got this beautiful magnolia flower, and then it's got all of these really sweet greetings, and I love these greetings so much because I feel like they would be perfect to send to somebody who's been there for you in your life, maybe your mom or your dad or your child or your sister or brother or best friend. Your love is the foundation of everything beautiful in my world. I appreciate your sacrifices and endless love. That would be a really good one for Father's Day. So thankful and hello. This is a gorgeous flower to color or to stamp with embossing ink and then use gold or silver powder. Do emboss resist with it. Just a beautiful large floral for any card project. I love this one. And this one is yours free with any $75 product purchase. Once you spend $75, there'll be a little pop-up that shows up on our website. And you want to make sure that you only put it in your cart when you get the pop-up. If you put it in your cart and you didn't get the pop-up, because some people search the name and you can put it in your cart, but you won't get it unless the pop-up comes up, because that's the way it works on our website. So just wait for the pop-up to come up once you put $75 worth of merchandise in your cart. Now that's the first choice. And this one does have a matching die set. So if you like to cut out the greetings and you like to cut out the big flower, I love that there's openings in here between the branches. this is a great die set. And you can pick this up now if you choose this one as your free gift, because right now it's available as a die only. Now, next month, when this is no longer the incentive, we'll give you one more month to pick up the die set as an add-on. But then after that, this will only be available as a stamp set only and a stamp and die bundle. So if you earn the free set, you might as well pick up the die set. Now, we also have another option, and that's a new all-at-once stamp set. And this is called All-at-Once Spring Celebrations. So this one works with our all-at-once die plate. And that one is always available because we have several all-at-once stamp sets, and we're going to continue to add more. The all-at-once concept is really fun because this is one big stamp. You can see that base up there. This is going to stamp all at once on your cardstock. And then once you stamp it, the die will allow you to cut all of these all at once. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 greetings all at once. Stamp it once, cut it once, and you have them all. And these greetings are party time, big congrats, and that big congrats works with all these others. So big congrats on your wedding, big congrats on your graduation, big congrats on your retirement, big congrats on your new bundle of joy. And then we have time to celebrate, Happy Father's Day, and Happy Mother's Day. So this is one of those really good little sets to have in your collection. It's going to give you lots of different options when you like those strip sentiments. And I like actually stamping these in embossing ink on black cardstock and embossing them in white and just having a whole cup of them ready to go whenever I need them. Great for birthdays too, because you can do party time. So lots of ways to use these. And this is what the all-at-once greetings die looks like. It doesn't have the stamps in there. That just shows you that you would see the stamps through those holes. It's just a big plate, and it has those empty slots in there that fit right on top of all of our all-at-once stamp sets. All right, so those are our incentives. That is what's free this month, and you can also choose our layering weight cardstock if you prefer that. Now, I want to show you a couple of other things that we have that are brand new. Let's see here. What should I show next? Well, I think I will show you some of our illustrator sets, the illustrators that can't be here tonight. So we have a beautiful new set by Hannah Drapinski, and this is called Bouquet Frame. This is a huge stamp, perfect for if you wanted to like bring it in on an angle of an A2, you can do that. Or if you like making the big 5x7 cards, it's perfect for that. It's also good for those A6 cards. And what's nice about this stamp is, first of all, it's got a big die that will cut out this wreath, and it will also leave the center open. So you could pop that wreath up and you could put your greeting in there and it would look recessed. Or you can cut all of the greetings out as well, and you can pop those up as well. Now, once this piece falls out from the center, if you want to keep it, you can paper piece it right back into the wreath. This way you could stamp right on that. And all of these greetings fit perfectly inside this opening. So you can have I miss you, thank you, with sympathy, I love you, happy birthday, and happy anniversary, all in the center of this wreath. Then Hannah has put some really beautiful little single flowers here and a leaf, so that if you want to create your own crescent wreaths, or you want to just do a bouquet, or if you want to add some of these to the wreath by maybe stamping this wreath right on the cardstock and then popping certain flowers up, you could overlay them on top of some of the flowers that are here. And again, this is available in a stamp set only for those of you that don't like dies and you just want to, stamp on the cardstock, or maybe you have an electronic cutter like a Scan and Cut or a Cricut. You can get just the stamp set, but it's also available in a stamp and die bundle. And you can see our prices have remained the same, so everything is good. And And I just love this one. I think it's so beautiful. So that's available tonight. Now we have one more, well, we have two more of our illustrators that aren't here tonight. And one of them is Dina Gerner. And Dina has created this adorable feathered friends. And they are so cute. Oh my goodness. Look at these cute little birds. Now, somebody was asking me what kind of birds they are. Well, they could be anything you want them to be. They could be little chicks. I mean, there is an egg, but they could be other kinds of birds too. Whatever kind of bird you want to make it. And then she's got, 6 little birds here, and some of them are a little bigger and some of them are a little smaller, so you can have mommies and babies or dads and babies. You can make little families. Then it's got this cute little wagon full of fresh fruits and vegetables. And then it's got seeds, and it's got little garden tools. It's got this cute little border image. And all of these things can be die cut, including these beautiful greetings. And the greetings are, may your roots grow deep and your dreams rise high. Another great one for graduations that are coming up. Also, I think that's a really beautiful wedding sentiment. So if you have a wedding coming up, we always like to think of the family tree and growing roots together. And then everything is within you to thrive. That's another great one for graduations, and also for anybody that maybe is struggling or just needs a little boost of encouragement. So this beautiful new Feathered Friends stamp set is available as a stamp set only, and also as the stamp and die bundle. And I love these dies, the way all those little pieces fall out so that, it looks like it's suspended. I love the way Brian's been designing all of these dies. So this one is available now in the What's New category at GinaKDesigns.com. I don't know if you noticed, but we have little filters on the side, and you can filter by what's new. Now here is our last illustrator who's not here tonight. She created a brand new set that everybody went bananas for in our Facebook group. This one is called Patriotic Heroes. And this is a fantastic set. You guys have been asking for this for forever. Just in time for Memorial Day, this is great for Veterans Day. This is, great for 4th of July because it's got a lot of greetings that would work for that. And also for Labor Day. A lot of Labor Day festivities contain red, white, and blue. And so let me read what these are here. Land of the free because of the brave. Thank you for your service. Welcome home. Veteran. God bless America. Then we have Space Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Reserves, Air Force, Navy, Gold Star, Blue Star, I think Blue Star, but I'm not sure how some of it works, but I know Beth did a lot of research on this. So for those of you that have some of these things, I know Gold Star is huge. USA, Army, honoring all who served. Happy Veterans Day, Independence Day, 4th of July. Proud to be an American. Mother, father, family. Stars and Stripes Forever. And then it's got all these different emblems for the different military branches. It's got flags that you can piece together to make this part blue and this part red, so that you've got red, white, and blue, and you don't have to try to figure out how to mask it off. And then it's got a heart that you can create with the flag. It's got the United States of America, and then it's got the full flag here. So and it's got fireworks and this dog tag. I just think this is an amazing set. Beth did a fantastic job with this. I'm just in love with it. And then this one is also available as just a stamp set. And then it's got dies for every single image and every single greeting in here. So you can pop them up. You can make gift tags. You can make cards. I know a lot of people in our group, in our Facebook group, make a lot of cards for servicemen. and for, just for our military men and women. So, this is a great set for that because you've got all your greetings and you can mix and match your other stamps in and around it. And I was thinking about this, and I'm a big floral girl. I love flower stamps, but wouldn't it be beautiful to create flower wreaths and things like that, but then put the flag in the center and then create a thank you for your service kind of card? Because remember, we've got military men, but we've got military women, and who knows what kind of, who's going to receive the cards. So I think this is a really great set, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection, and I think you will be too. So this is called Patriotic Heroes, and it's now available at GinaKDesigns.com in our What's New category. All right. Well, I've got a few more things to show you, but I think we're going to bring our first illustrator in, and we'll mix and mingle a few of the other things that we have, some of our surprises in between our illustrators. So our first illustrator is the amazing Lisa Hetrick, and she has created a beautiful set. Now check this out. It's called Limited Edition. It's not a limited edition, but it's called limited edition based on the book theory, like a limited edition book. And it's got some absolutely beautiful greetings, which she's going to go through. It's got beautiful florals. It's got this book. It's available as a stamp set only or a stamp and die bundle. And Lisa has created a coloring stencil, so you can color the flowers. You can color all the greenery. It's got a little extra background stamp here and more. So we're going to bring Lisa onto the program, and we're super excited to have her. I know she's filled with inspiration for you, so let's welcome her to the program, Lisa Hetrick.
Hi friends, it's Lisa Hetrick. Hi Gina, hi Tom, hello everyone. Welcome to our May release party. I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. Thank you for inviting me into your homes. I'm so grateful to share my brand with you. Limited edition. Let's dive in and take a peek. Okay, friends, this stamp set, I'm super excited about this stamp set. I know that I say that every month, but I'm really excited about this stamp set. This stamp set's a little bit different. We've got a lot of elements in the set, some really fun sentiments that you can use with any stamp set in your collection. And have a coordinating coloring stencil with a little bit of an extra design element built in for some fun card making. So let's dive in. Let's first take a peek. Now, the stamp set again is called Limited Edition. This is the stamp set and the coordinating die set. As you know, you can purchase the stamp set by itself, or you can purchase the stamp set as a bundle with the dies, and that's just amazing. And I have a die in this set for pretty much everything in the set except for some of the little like accoutrements here, the little tiny pieces. So let's dive in. Let's walk through all of the elements in the stamp set. So we have the book element. I've got four floral elements that are kind of going in a couple different directions. This little bitty floral. We've got this this tiger lily, like lily floral, these cosmos, and then this just big open floral here. The sentiments, you are a limited edition. I'd love that idea of sending that to someone as just kind of a compliment, or someone really special in your life. Start from now and make a brand new ending. I love that concept of kind of playing off the book theme. Happily Ever After, super fun. This could be a super fun stamp set for a bridal shower or for a wedding. Your adventure is just beginning. And I love that inspirational sentiment for someone who is just kind of opening a new chapter in their life and just trying something new. Okay, so I've got leafery pieces. I've got this piece of leafery going this way and this way. And I'm going to share the coloring stencil elements that go with it. And then we've got these accoutrement pieces right here. This little ampersand, Um, yeah, that is. And the little squiggly, this is like a little piece of washi tape, and we've got the heart. And this piece of leafery right here fits perfectly with the corner shape, similar to the last couple stamp sets that I've shared, where I've had sprays, floral sprays, and corner elements. This is very similar to that. Okay, now let's dive in and take a peek at the stencil real quick. And in the handout that I have, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit. Every stamp set I have a card idea sheet. In the card idea sheet, which I'll go over in a moment, I also have a coordinating stencil guide that breaks down all of the elements of the stencil. So we do have, let me flip this over because here's the front. I have a coloring stencil built in for the book, for the florals, for the leafery pieces. Here's the other floral, and this is part of this floral here, and I'm going to show you in the samples what that looks like. And then I've also built in a standalone background element for you to stencil in kind of this wonky polka. So I do have a coordinating stencil guide that shows you the stamp element, the stencil element, and then the combination. So you can see in this stencil, I have created the stem part and the floral. And then for the book, we've got the stencil, the stamp, and the combination built in for that. And then the stamps, the stencil, and the combination, and then the bonus background dots stencil. Love it. Okay, friends, let's dive in and take a peek at the inspiration. This might be one of my favorites. I have several favorite cards in this collection of inspiration I'm going to share with you, but I really love the simplicity of this card. So Happily Ever After, I said a few moments ago that the stamp set would be really great for maybe bridal showers or weddings. And this is just a really simple interpretation of a really cute kind of a card that could work for that. And I did a little bit of like coloring, used the coloring stencil for this, and did a little bit of mashing up of some Gina K inks to create that coral look. And that's going to be, I'm going to do some color mixing tutorials this month with Gina K inks and the coloring stencils for this stamp set. So stay tuned. Okay. All right. So again, this card is kind of my favorite too. I'm showing you how that leafery works on that corner element here. I've used a coloring stencil for the book and also added in that polka for the book pattern. And then we've got the floral just kind of exploding out of the top of the book. This piece of livery is really cool. It is one piece on the die and the stamp, but you can easily trim it and create multiple ways to use that piece of leafery. Love it. Okay, here's the book again. I love it. I just did some really easy alcohol ink marker coloring with just this little bloom peeping out. Your adventure is just beginning. I love the idea of the open book and florals just kind of screaming and popping out of it, combined with the concept of your adventure is just beginning. It just feels really hopeful and just kind of creative and inspirational. Okay, another super simple card using the leafery to create kind of a little bit of a bed of leafery here for this really pretty lily that, again, did a little bit of color mixing on the stencil to kind of create that coral look, mixing up two of the colors. And again, I'm going to go through this technique this month in a couple tutorials. Just love it. Okay. All right. This is really fun. This is a fun card. I used Thinking of You from last month's incentive, one of the incentive sets. And this is just kind of a fun washi watercolor card with the book here. Okay, here's another fun card where that lily is kind of exploding out of the book. Just love that. Really simple alcohol marker coloring. Here is that detail, some of that accoutrement detail that fits perfectly in the spine of that book. There's a lot of sentiments, I'm sure, in your Gina K collection that will fit very nicely in the spine of that book as well. You can see I did that here with that ampersand right here as well. Love that. Okay. All right, this was a really fun card using that, using the big bloom and some of the leafery and just kind of creating something a little fun and creative. Start from now, make a brand new ending, and just adding a little bit of that stenciled in color, and then adding a little bit of colored pencil on top of it. I really love that idea. Really, really love that concept. Okay, friends, this is limited edition. It's my brand new stamp set with Gina K Designs. It's available now in the What's New section at ginakdesigns.com. As you can see, mine is super well loved. I'm really loving it. Okay, friends, I will have a brand new tutorial this Thursday using this stamp set. And I'm going to do, this tutorial is going to be a little bit different. I won't be going live this Thursday. It will be pre-recorded and it will be technique intensive heavy. And I won't be going live because my office is getting renovated and the new floors are happening and paint and all of the things that I have gotten myself into with getting this space prepared. So, but I did want to bring you a brand new tutorial. So that tutorial will be pre-recorded this week. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so grateful to come into your homes and share this brand new stamp set. Limited edition is available now at ginakdesigns.com, and I cannot wait to see what you create with it. I'm super, super excited. Thanks so much, friends. Have a good night. Sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the release. It is absolutely amazing, as it is every month. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Tom. Good night, friends. Bye now.
Lisa, your new set is fantastic. I love the book. I love the coloring stencils. I love the whole theme of this stamp set, and I know that everybody in the chat is just loving it as well. So that brand new limited edition is now available at ginakdesigns.com. Just click on the What's New filter and you'll see everything that's available. Now, don't forget, I see some comments in here saying that the Patriotic Heroes is sold out. It's not. We've got the bundle. We always have way less stamp set onlys than bundles because most of our customers love the Stamp and Die bundle. They want to be able to cut out all of those elements and pop things up and stuff, and we still have plenty of the bundle left. So if you're looking for Patriotic Heroes, just make sure you look for the bundle and you'll be able to get it. Also, there is more than one page in What's New. But if you're looking for the kit, sometimes it doesn't always show up in the What's New. So if you just click on Shop, the Shop tab, it's always the first product right there on the Shop tab. Sometimes the kit gives us some struggles with the What's New category because that's not something that we wholesale to our retail partners. That's a Gina K exclusive item. All right, well, I want to show you something else that's brand new, and all of our incentives are fully stocked, so nothing is out of stock when it comes to the incentives. You should never go to the product. You should always just wait for the pop-up and you'll be able to put it in your cart. All right, so I want to show you something new that we have that maybe you missed when you were looking at the What's New category, but this is another product that you guys have been asking for like crazy, and it is right here. This is our brand new jumbo bottle of Connect Glue. All of them are bagged for you, so when you get yours, it'll be in this protective bag, just in case, you know, anything ever happens in shipping. We never want one product to ruin all the products. So you can get this jumbo 6-ounce bottle of Connect Glue now to refill your fine tip bottles, and you can also get replacement tip caps. These are the caps of this bottle that, and these will work on our 2-ounce bottle as well. They don't work on the little half-ounce bottle, but they work on our 2 larger sizes, the new 6-ounce and the 2-ounce. So if you have a clog that you can't seem to get rid of, you could pick up a pack of caps and you can always replace the cap. And it's got the whole mechanism there. It's got this part too, so that, you know, if you lost this along the way, you can replace it. And one thing I wanted to show you about our caps is inside the cap, it's not just a cap, like a plastic cap. It's got this little cup in there that actually goes over the tip and protects the tip from drying out. And these have that as well. So if you're looking for Connect glue and you want a little bit of a deal on it, because this is a little bit better priced than getting the small little half-ounce one or the 2-ounce one, you get 6 full ounces in here of Connect glue, so you never run out. And that is now available in the What's New category here at GinaKDesigns.com. All right, well, we have another illustrator waiting for us, and she has created something really beautiful. This is something new by Gina. She created this gorgeous Creative Day stamp set. And it's got this beautiful camera. It's got some gardening elements, sewing. I love this one. It is available as a stamp set only and a stamp and die bundle. And she is here waiting in the wings to tell you all about it. So let's welcome her to the program, Arjita Singh.
Hi guys, Arjita here. Welcome to Gina K Designs May 2025 release. Today I have a very special stamp set for you. It is a different one, has some line images with flowers, and I just wanted to dedicate this stamp set for all the lovely crafters around the world who enjoy their hobbies. And I wanted to make a stamp set which represents all the different kind of hobbies and crafts people do. And today I'm gonna have a stamp set which features 3 of the most popular ones. So I know there are a lot of people who enjoy photography, gardening, and sewing. So today's stamp set is called Creative Day. So I have 3 beautiful images, stunning, very cute, appropriate and fun sentiments in this stamp set. So I hope you all will like it, and here is the stamp set. So this is Creative Day, and it has a little homage to gardening, photography, and people who love sewing. There are some very cute sentiments, and this one has all these lovely dies, and it is gonna cut everything out, all the sentiments, you can cut them. So this is an absolute fun stamp set, fun to color. I did some no-line watercoloring, but this is not the best one for watercoloring because the lines and flowers are tiny. So for this stamp set, you can go with any color medium of your choice. You can do so many mixed media styles with this kind of stamp set. You can do so much. You can use so many techniques with this kind of a stamp set. You can just keep it a black line. You can stamp it with brown and have a mixed media, vintage kind of a card project. A cast style card project is possible. So you don't need to do many layers of colors and just have plain Copic coloring in it. You can use watercoloring on it. You can emboss the images if you want any help in your watercoloring, because the lines are very thin and the images are very tiny, so it might be difficult for a no line watercoloring. But I have some cards which will have no line watercoloring, and I had a blast coloring them. So I used pencil colors, I used Copic markers, I used watercolors for coloring these, but they are just fabulous images on their own. Use the simplest of techniques to color and use this in your card projects and scrapbook layouts. So I can't wait to show you all the card projects I made with this, and I'll just flip my camera so that I can show you the stamp set and read the sentiments and show you the coordinating dies, and then I have all the cards. So this is Creative Day stamp set with these 3 beautiful images, one for photography, gardening, and sewing. The coordinating sentiments are fun, which says, I'm so thankful for you, wishing you a creative day, you make my heart bloom. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. I can't picture my life without you, and life is all about how you frame it. Some beautiful sentiments and images. These are all the coordinating dies, and they're going to cut out every element from this stamp set. So now I am going to show you the cards I created And here is the first one, and for this one I used Arches cold press watercolor paper and my Daniel Smith watercolors to do the coloring. This is no line watercoloring and I love doing that. You can skip all this effort and just do watercoloring with lines. It will look absolutely stunning as well. You can also heat emboss the image in some clear embossing powder or white embossing powder so that it becomes easier to watercolor, and the embossing lines create a resist, and this technique can be achieved. This is my first card, and I've also heat embossed the sentiment and added color at the background. This is the second card. Here I have used the camera with the flowers. Again, use the same technique, which is heat embossing for the sentiment, and this is no line watercoloring. I've used a very light colored ink to stamp the image and colored it with a very thin brush, watercolored brush, and I really like the way this looks. I've added some splatters to create more interest. This is the third one in the no line watercoloring series. Here I have used the swing machine and the same technique. So basically this creates a set of 3 in the same technique. So this is the next card. This is also using the same technique, which is no line coloring, but the coloring medium here is pencils, and I've used Prismacolor pencils to do the coloring, and I really like the vintage look of this camera. I've stamped the image on some Nina's Desert Storm cardstock, which is my favorite when I want to do pencil coloring, and the image and the sentiment is stamped with black ink. This is the next one. This is also no line coloring with pencils and a tiny dainty sentiment, just making it look perfect. So these are 2 pencil coloring. So these are 2 cards with pencil coloring. So this is the last card, and I'm so happy with the way this card looks. This is a cast style card, and I've used black ink to do the stamping and colored it in a very simple way using Copic markers. I've added this embossing panel behind it and a sentiment stamped in white on black cardstock. I've also added these cute little embellishments to jazz up the card, and I had so much fun creating this one. So these are all the cards I created using Creative Day, and I hope you liked it. So these were all the card projects I had for you using Creative Day, and I hope you like them. I'll be sharing close-up shots of all these cards on my Instagram handle, which I'll mention right here. I have videos for you on my YouTube channel, and I hope you will use and love this stamp set as much as I do. So thank you so much, Gina and Tom, for having me, and I can't wait to see all the lovely projects, and I hope all of you have a lovely evening ahead, and I see you next month.
Arjita, you blow me away with the way that you color. Oh my goodness. Was everybody else's mouth just hanging open? She is amazing. But what I love how talented she is at no line coloring with watercolor and colored pencil. And then I love how at the end she showed you a more simple coloring just using the black ink, which is probably more my style. As far as what I'm able to do. I would love to do the other, but I have to practice to do that. But the stamp set is so beautiful, and I know a lot of us out there have more than one hobby. I am an avid gardener. I love gardening, and I love to sew too. So, and I also have been known to take some pictures and do a little scrapbooking here and there. So I feel like that set really touches other hobbies that we have as well. So the beautiful new Creative Day is now available in the What's New category at GinaKDesigns.com. So get yours. Make sure you get that die set with it. Get the stamp and die bundle, because boy, I love the way those things look when they're all popped up and the greetings are popped up on top. It's just so pretty. Okay, well, I have something else new to share with you. I'm mixing my little surprises in and out of our illustrators tonight. We have a brand new double background grit mat. We've been promising a second grit mat, and for those of you that don't know what that is, let me get mine is very dirty here, but let me show you what this is all about. So this was our original double background grip mat. You can see mine is very well loved. I've used it a ton. And what happens with this grip mat is this is actually 2 background stamps, right? We've got kind of a basket pattern and kind of a modern pattern on this side. These are 2 background stamps that you can use just like regular background stamps. But if you flip it over and you put it in your MISTI, it becomes a grip mat. And this allows your cardstock to stick. This is a card front. This allows your cardstock to stick without a magnet. So it's on there, it's not going anywhere, it's totally stuck down. Then you place your stamp on your MISTI and you pick it up, and you can stamp all day long without this moving. It's also great for stenciling because your stencils will also stick to this grip mat. And then when it's time to pick it up, when I have my nails done, I can't always pick it up. You just peel it right off and it's ready to be turned into a card. Now this will also stick to your work surface. So I love it for that. It sticks to my tabletop, and that allows me, when I'm not using the MISTI, if I just want to do some stenciling, I can put my cardstock on here and my stencils on here, and everything works well together. I also use my double grip mat for my mini die cutting machine. Mini die cutting machines are known to be squirrely because they're small and they're not as heavy as a big one. So when you're cranking the handle, they kind of like twist and turn a little bit. When you put it on the grip mat, it doesn't move at all. It stays really still when you're cranking your dies through. So I also use it for that. And tonight we are releasing a brand new design. So it's really 2 new background stamps, and then you can use it as a grip mat. So here it is. We've got this gorgeous houndstooth pattern here, which I think is going to be fantastic for making our own pattern paper. I was really, when I did that video the other night, I was really like chomping at the bit to just bring this one out because nothing is like that for, this is very similar to the sweater pattern, one that you'll use over and over and over again. It's just a nice soft fabric-y look, and you can do it in grays and beiges and real soft colors, and it just gives you that hint of color. And then this fun triangle design is just a super fun graphic design, but you'll be surprised how pretty and in the background it looks if you choose a pale color like a gray or a beige. But you can also make it super fun and bright by doing a rainbow pattern like rainbow ink going down it and make it just a bright, fun, geometric look. So this is our double background 2 grip mat. And this is now available in our store in the What's New category at GinaKDesigns.com. And if you look at the price of this grip mat, it's actually a little less expensive than most of the plain grip mats that don't have stamps. And it's also very economical because you're getting 2 background stamps with it as well. So when you think about all of the benefits of this, 2 different backgrounds plus a grip mat, and you look at the price, you're going to see that is a killer value. Now this is bigger than a regular 6x8 stamp set. Well, I should say it's not bigger than a 6x8 stamp set. It is 6x8. It fits inside the MISTI, which is, you can see here, I have a ruler. You can see it is 6 by 8. So it's going to fit and take up most of the MISTI, which is perfect for card makers. I mean, even down to like a 5x7 card fits on here just fine. But it uses a lot more photopolymer because it's solid. So it's a little bit different than a stamp set. So that is one of the reasons why it's just a little pricier, is because of what it is, and it's the perfect thickness for the MISTI. Your stamps are going to match up to it perfectly, so you're able to stamp. So that is another brand new product that we have tonight available for you, for those of you that have been wanting a grip mat, or for those of you that love collecting those background stamps and can always use a second grip mat. So there you go. All right. Well, our next illustrator is waiting in the wings, and she she's got a fantastic new set. Our Facebook group went nuts over this one, and I have to show it to you. It's so beautiful. It's called Just Married, and it's got this huge car. Oh, it's such a cute set. It's got just about everything you would need for beautiful wedding cards. And even if you wanted to use these for a shower, congratulations to a wonderful couple. You know, if you're doing the bridal shower cards too, you can use it for that. And it is available as a stamp set only, and a stamp and die bundle that cuts everything out, including every single greeting in this set. So I'm not going to tell you too much more about it because I know she's going to tell you. Let's welcome this wonderful illustrator to the program. Welcome, Deborah Warner.
Hello, everybody. Debbie Warner here for Gina K Designs. Hi, Gina and Tom. Thank you for including me tonight. This is our May 2025 release party, and I am so grateful that each and every one of you have decided to join us this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever it is for you. We're just so grateful that you're here and appreciate you so very much. So thank you. Let me tell you about my new stamp set. It is called Just Married. As Gina mentioned in our sneak peeks, that we're on the cusp of wedding season. And I looked at our lineup of stamp sets, and we don't have a lot for weddings. We have a few, but I thought we could use another one. So there are 5 images. One is that car that says Just Married, a wedding bell, set of wedding bells, a wedding cake, a champagne bottle, and a champagne glass, a flute. And that can be stamped a couple times. I have Mr. and Mrs. in here, and I have them separated purposely so that if you need Mr. and Mr. or Mrs. and Mrs., you'll be able to use the stamp set as well. Happily ever after on your wedding day, congratulations, and a gift for you. So you can mix those up a little bit if you want to say a gift for you on your wedding day, or congratulations on your wedding day, or just on your wedding day. And then on the inside of the card, I have 2. I have wishing you a lifetime of love, happiness, and adventure. And the second one is congratulations to a wonderful couple. So that way, if you want to put a greeting on the inside of the card, then you can do that as well. So let me share my samples with you. I tried to do a couple that weren't so like gold and silver, but I kept getting drawn to the gold and silver because weddings are fancy, you know? But anyway, I got one craft one in there. So let's get started. On this card, my cardstock colors are metallic silver and white. The background is stamped in our elegant script background stamp, and I used soft stone ink for that. I used white embossing powder on the silver cardstock, and I used silver embossing powder on the white cardstock for the word congratulations. That is Master Layouts 18 for the silver frame, and the pearls were from my rainbow mix. On this card, I used white cardstock. The panel in the background is cut out with Master Layouts 12, and I used our Scattered Hearts stencil with some soft stone ink for that. The heart is from Master Layouts 4. I used Prismacolor pencils. All my embossing is in our fine detail silver embossing powder, and I finished it off with some of our soft white pearls. This card is using white cardstock and one of our polyglaze sheets in flurries. I know it's supposed to be snow, but I think it also looks like confetti, and I thought it looked pretty cool with the car for the wedding. The car is colored in Prismacolor pencils. I did emboss that and the greeting in gold embossing powder. The background, after I used our gold foil, I went ahead and did some ink blending with Peach Bellini. It looks pink there, but it was actually Peach Bellini. On this card, I used ivory cardstock and gold embossing powder. Once again, I colored with my Prismacolor pencils. I used our tapestry embossing folder for that panel in the background, and then I used the strips from Master Layout 18. The more decorative one is on top, and the wider one I really like because it's open in the center and was perfect for me to stamp my happily ever after greeting right onto that strip. Here is my craft and white card. The cardstocks obviously were craft and white. I used gold embossing powder for the congratulations and for the champagne flutes. I used white embossing powder with our rose lace background stamp for that beautiful background. It kind of reminded me the lace that might be on a wedding dress, so I thought it went really well. I finished it off with a little bow, and that's it for this one. This card is fun yet elegant at the same time. I created an acetate card base and embossed the top of it with our Petite Flourish embossing folder. I used white cardstock and some of our silver embossing powder, and I also used some of our silver pearls for the center of the flowers on the bumper of the car. I created a little bow that's a pull-through bow where you just put 2 slits in, pull one end through one side and the other end through the other side. And here is a photo of it standing up. I thought you might like to see it that way as well. It wouldn't be a release if Debbie didn't make at least a couple tags. So I did use our scattered hearts again. I just love that stencil. I think it's really cool. And then the dies that I use for these tags, the one on the left is our decorative tag die, and the one on the right is actually a bookmark tag from our beautiful bookmark die set. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my samples. As always, I had a lot of fun making them. And I bet you could guess that this was my favorite card. It's just so different, right? It was pretty easy too. Actually, it came together really quickly. And I did run that embossing folder on the acetate through like 3 times. I just wanted to make sure that it impressed in there. And it did a pretty good job. So I think Jennifer McGuire has a video on how to do acetate cards, so you may want to look her up and search on acetate card for that. I saw that video probably 8 years ago, but love that look. And I also really like this one. I just liked the simplicity of it, but yet the elegance because of the embossing folder and then the edging that I did with our border dies. So those are my favorites for this release. And I wanted to share with you also that I picked up a couple gift bags from the Dollar Tree, and a gift for you can be used for, it doesn't have to be a wedding, it can be for any event. And this is our new stencil that Gina's going to tell you all about a little bit later in the video. So hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, thank you for being here. If you can, tag me when you post your pictures, then I get to see them for sure. I try to look every day, but just in case I miss one, if you tag me, I know I'll see it for sure. So there you have it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Debbie, your cards were really, really sweet. I loved all of them. I agree with you. The one with the bells, I think that was my favorite out of all of them, with the decorative borders and then the wide where you stamped happily ever after. And I was reading the comments, and when you showed that card, a bunch of people said those bells would be gorgeous for Christmas too. So if you're a person like I am who likes to buy a stamp set and think of a couple different ways that you can use it, the bells would be perfect for a Christmas card. You can emboss them in gold and color the greenery that's on top of those with reds and greens and turn that whole wedding theme into a Christmas theme too. So Debbie, great job with this set. I think it's probably one of my most favorite wedding sets that we've ever had in our collection. So thank you for bringing that to Gina K Designs. The new Beautiful Just Married is now available in our store in the What's New category at ginakdesigns.com. All right, well, I have something else fun to show you that's brand new tonight that you may not have seen. I might zoom in a little bit to show you, but we have 4 brand new embellishments to add to Gina K Designs collection. So here they are. Let me zoom in so you can see them a little bit closer. You guys know that I love adding a little bit of something to my cards. I love an embellishment, and I'm just bananas over these. So first of all, we have a brand new clear sequin. These are called crystal clear. And what I love about these is there's no iridescent, like holographic look to them, because we already have our disco ball, and I'll show you the difference here. When you look at the disco ball, you see all the colors that are in disco ball. Well, let's say you're making a white on white card and you just want it to be absolutely crystal clear. These are going to do the job. They're beautiful. There's flat ones. I know a lot of you have been asking for flat sequins. There's flat ones in there that I used on one of my cards that I'm going to show you in a little bit. There's also a couple of floral ones in here that are a little bit bigger that are cupped. So it's a nice variety of sizes and shapes. Then we have these. Now, these I love because they are holographic. They're silver holographic stars. And I thought the stars are really cool because they can be used on cards for anybody. Kids, girls, boys, anything. They're perfect for the patriotic heroes if you want to add some little star elements in some of those cards that you make. And that holographic design is so cool because it's going to match with any single color palette that you put it up against. It just picks up whatever color is shining near it. So this is another one of our new ones. Then we have these pastel dots. These are so fun. They're like a little plastic disc and they're completely flat. So for those of you that, like to send a lot of cards, and those rainbow pearls, you can see here, they're very similar in color palette to the rainbow pearls. But if the pearls are too bumpy for you and you're looking for something a little bit flatter, these are flat as a pancake. You put these on your cards and you won't feel them at all. So this is kind of a fun way to add some embellishments to your cards that aren't raised. And then we also have the iridescent dots, and these are the same. They've got the same flatness as the pastels. The pastels are shiny, but these are they're like holographic, so you can see it, they pick up that kind of, same as the stars, you get that holographic shine to them. So these are our 4 brand new embellishments that can be used for so many different cards, and they can be mixed and matched with other embellishments that you already have. And I did that on some of my cards, and I'm going to show those to you tonight when I get to my stuff. But we're not there yet. We've got one more illustrator. Now let me tell you, Melanie is not in the comments tonight. She is actually on a cruise, and she is dancing with Derek Huff from Dancing with the Stars. That's what she's doing. So we got to give her a pass tonight because, Derek Huff, right? So, but she did make her portion of tonight's presentation, just like she always does. And she's got a really cool new set. This is her brand new set. It's called Majestic Moments. And it is just beautiful. I got to zoom out a little bit here, but it's got all of these beautiful building elements so that you can make mountains and cliffs, and you can do all of these different silhouette people and silhouette animals, and she's got some great greetings in here. I'm going to let her tell you all about it. It's available as a stamp set and a stamp and die bundle. So you can cut every element out, including all of the greetings. So she is here to tell you all about it, and let's welcome her to the program, Melanie Menchinger.
Hey everyone, Melanie Menchinger here. Thank you so much for joining us for our May release party at Gina K Designs. I'm thrilled to be sharing my newest set with you all, Majestic Moments. This is a set of realistic nature images and greetings that are going to be perfect for all kinds of nature projects, masculine designs, Father's Day, and throughout the year. I am so excited about all these beautiful silhouettes and this lovely cliff. It's going to be probably one of my most used images, and it's going to go great with a set that I released just a couple months ago that has been one of my best sellers in recent years. I want to get right into the samples, but I also want to address, I've had a few people that have reached out to me and asked about a hunting set, And that just isn't something that I do. I'm not a hunter. I don't have people in my life who hunt that I would send cards to. I've never drawn a gun and I wouldn't put one on a card. That's no judgment, but I love nature. I love being in the mountains and I love animals. So I'm really hoping that this set will check that box if you've really been looking for a hunting set. It's definitely an all-around nature set, and it's going to be great for all the men, but also the women in your life. So let's just get right into the samples. And I want to share one that I did just with the silhouettes, very minimal coloring and a little bit of blending. So I have got this stag on top of the cliff with just a little bit of shading with some gray markers. I masked off the cliff with some of the magic mask that Gina carries. Somebody asked me about that in one of my recent videos when I just made masks for my images out of paper. So I did do that with the cliff, and I'll show you in a video. But I also just masked off a circle here for a moon and did a little bit of blending with some of the plum punch and then the jet black ink there. Stamped some of the trees. These are made to nestle right at the top and the bottom of that cliff so that you have a beautiful scene. And then you've got all kinds of different animals in here. Some I'm going to show today, but some I'm going to wait for later. But deer, wolves, a family dog, a mountain lion, and then of course lots of people. And then the greeting I put on here, I just put embrace the journey. So some of those will fit just right in the top of that cliff, but because you've got those dies, which I will show on this next card, you can also really have them pop off of your card design with a die cut. So this next one here, I have got what I was thinking of as being a woman with her hands lifted high in praise with this greeting: when worries are turned into worship, battles are turned into blessings. And so it just looks like the wind is just lifting her shirt up there, and she is just in awe of the scene before her. So I just have such a special fondness for the mountains. It just makes you feel so small, and I can't describe like having a greater feeling of awe when I am looking out at the mountains. I have got, these could be eagles, hawks, vultures, condors, whatever kinds of birds of prey that you see in flight. And then this silhouette, kind of was thinking of a golden retriever when I drew it, just the most popular dog that we have. But I hope that'll be fun for creating different scenes. So I've got just a little bit of blending with the new sky blue ink. This is on a craft base, and then I just used some of the different greens, the Christmas pine, and then some of the grass green and fresh asparagus for those trees. And then just a little bit of coloring with a tan and a brown alcohol marker there. Very easy to color this cliff. The next design I want to show you, I have got some of those little suggestions of mountains and hills off in the distance here. And then I've got this silhouette of a hiker. I think this would be great for my sons or my husband. I have just stamped in those trees on the black and then done a little bit of blending here below this hill in the distance with some of the powder blue and the jet black ink. And then up here, I have got some of the sun-kissed coral and I think a little bit of the faded brick there. And then I just used my eraser, my sand eraser, to remove some of that ink to look like the sun rays coming out of that sunset. This one says live a life of adventure, and it's on a powder blue base. So I love how this turned out. We have a lot of beautiful, that kind of, what's it called, red limestone. It's kind of a coral, and it just looks so beautiful in the sunlight. So I've colored this with kind of an orange and a peach. Lots of different ways to color this cliff. This is a no coloring sample that I wanted to show you if you are a little skittish with the coloring or the blending. I wanted this to look like just an old sepia tint photo, or maybe an Ansel Adams if you've ever seen his gorgeous images of Yosemite. I just stamped the wolf on top of the cliff, added those trees once again, and then the different mountains and hills in the background. And then I just did a little bit of blending with the chocolate truffle paper to match this mat. Tore the edge, put on a die cut with the You're Never Too Old to Set a New Goal, or dream a new dream. So this is another encouraging quote that I love on here that would also be wonderful for a birthday, a graduation, a retirement, or just that next season or chapter in life. And this is on a grass green base. This next one, I used one of my favorite stencils that we've got. It's got the clouds, and then it also has the sun. Actually, I think it's two different stencils that Gina carries. I need to look up the names. I think it's sunshine, and then the sea, sun, and waves. Anyway, so I just stamped this. This is a single layer card with a white base weight cardstock. I used the wild dandelion for doing the sun, and then some of these clouds. Then I masked off and stamped that cliff before I did my stenciling, and then just added that woman again with some of the birds. And it says, "You make me feel on top of the world." And I just love this single layer design. So easy and quick to do. The last three samples that I want to show you, I just love how these turned out. And this is using that set that I mentioned before that coordinates with it perfectly. And I was delighted to see that some of you within the comments had mentioned that it would go great with the ocean or sea scenes. Yes, this could absolutely be a cliff that is overlooking the beach. So I've got the still water and then the crashing waves and rock with my last three samples from my Serene Seascape set. And I believe this is in stock right now. So I love using these together. Let me show you. The first one, I've got this on a peach Bellini base, and I've got the silhouette that looks like a woman with a hat that's standing out there. I used the little die cut. I'm imagining this might be my mom holding her camera, just contemplating that perfect moment to take a picture of the setting sun. So the first thing I did was I just stamped that still water with the tide coming up there, some of the clouds. I did a little bit of blending with the peach Bellini and then the powder blue ink, and then did just a little bit of coloring on here with a peach, a grayish green, and then a lavender marker, and then same for those waves there. I stamped the cliff onto the craft cardstock, so you can make your colored cardstock do most of the work for you and then just add a little bit of shading with one marker, and that is a great way to get that colored in rather than using white. And on this one I said the best is yet to come, and I think that is just such an encouraging statement, and it would be beautiful for a birthday, an anniversary, and so forth. I just love all of these sentiments. This next one here, I used some of the bear die cuts, and so I wanted to show you that you could also stamp these in the die cuts, but the silhouettes work great if you just want to cut them out of the colored cardstock. So I used the chocolate truffle to match my mat here. I've got some of the Master Layouts 2 dies with that stitched edge, and then I stamped my tree there above, again, that Serene Seascape. The still water, I feel like this looks like the Great Lakes or possibly up in Alaska. I really have my sights on an Alaskan cruise someday. Then I've got that Christmas pine and fresh asparagus there again. So no coloring here. And then again, I use that the best is yet to come. I also did just a little bit of blending and stenciling with some soft stone to match my cardstock base. And this just gives me just kind of a cool and chilly feeling, but excited for fall and winter coming up. This last one, I just really wanted to make just a brilliant yellow sunrise. And so for this one, I have got the crashing wave from my Serene Seascape, the rock, this is die cut here in the front, and that is cut out of the slate cardstock. So I did that with my cliff. No coloring at all or shading on this cliff, but I did use a white gel pen just to make the water running down and just little ripples off of that rock. I used a darker and a lighter gray to color in this wave. And then the blending I did back here, no stenciling. It's just some of the wild dandelion, a little bit of the new butterscotch, and then down below that you would get the reflection in the water. I have May the Dawn Shine with the promise of a better tomorrow. Another one that I don't think that I used today on my samples, but I meant to. I wish I had on the other sunrise card before the top of the world, but it says every sunrise is God's greeting and the sunset his signature. And then I'm blanking at the name. It's not a parasailer, a parachuter, hang glider. I just remember watching these people over the water when I was out in California with my dad, and I just loved having this little silhouette in here that you could use in addition to the birds when you are building these scenes. So many different options here. Please let me know in your comments when I post my idea sheet, and I will be adding this to the file section of our Gina K Designs and Stamp TV's Facebook Friends group. This is a free PDF for you to download, but let me know which of these you are most interested in learning more about or seeing me demonstrate. So that's all I have for you tonight. I am so excited to share more samples. I am actually out of the country on our release night, so I will be posting lots of things when I return, and I'm having them upload my stuff. I'll also have a demo of one of these cards ready to go on my channel, so please go watch that. That is live for you now tonight. Love you all, and I look forward to seeing your work very soon. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Melanie, thank you so much for all of those gorgeous cards. I'll tell you, I was getting a little choked up as she was reading those greetings. They're all so touching. I feel like, whew, they gave me chills. And I love the set. I love the way you build scenes. And thank you for sharing a video tonight too. So after the release party, you can check out Melanie's video. And I'm sure it's one of those beautiful scenes that you got to see in her samples tonight. Melanie, have a great time on your cruise. Stay safe. Give Derek a big hug from all of us. While we're crafting here, we'll be waiting for you to come back and tell us how your vacation went. We'll be excited to hear about it. The brand new Majestic Moments is Majestic Moments, right? My goodness, I put the stamp set away. Yes, Majestic Moments is now available in the What's New category at GinaKDesigns.com. So it's available in a stamp set and a stamp and die bundle. And if you noticed, instead of doing a lot of masking, Melanie actually used the dies to cut out the cliff and the rocks and some of the trees. This way you can build your scenes a lot more easily when you're mixing and matching in some of her ocean and water stamps with it. So that was brilliant. Very fun. Thank you, Melanie. All right, well, I do want to remind you all that all of our illustrators that you saw tonight each have a YouTube channel. Debbie usually posts her portion of the release party onto her YouTube channel, so you can easily just watch her portion to see her cards again without watching the whole video, the whole party again. Melanie has a YouTube channel where she shares lots of techniques, and over the years, Melanie's been with me for a really long time, and she's had all different kinds of stamp sets, lots of scene building things. So make sure you check out her channel, because you can always go back to some of her older videos and see the way she creates scenes. Her style hasn't changed over the years, which is really cool, because you can always count on watching an older video by Melanie and translating it into something new. And of course, Argita has beautiful videos on her channel that shows you all of her no-line coloring and her watercoloring and the beautiful way that she creates her cards. So check out her channel as well. And then, of course, Lisa Hetrick has fantastic videos. She goes live all the time, shows you watercoloring techniques, does smash-ups between her stamp sets. So check out her channel. And if you'd subscribe to all of them, that would be great, and that would help them get their channel seen a little bit more as well. All right, so I guess it's my turn, right? So I actually have a couple of things for you tonight. First, I want to show you some new polyglaze that we have. We did polyglaze in 2 of our recent stamp sets. So these are actually 2 mini stamp sets that we have out there that are stamp set, 4x4 stamp set, and also have coordinating dies. And we decided to add polyglaze to the collection. We've got the Graceful Greetings set. That was one of last month's incentive sets. And so you can pick up the polyglaze now and foil all of those beautiful greetings as another option. And we also have the Build a Greeting set, which was one that I also released last month, I believe. Yes, last month. It had a stencil, coordinating stencil set, and all kinds of things that I did with it. It was from a class that I taught in Canada. So this one, you can cut out the "Let's Celebrate Your Birthday." It has everything that's in that set here, and you can turn them all into sparkly cards, sparkly greetings for your cards. And we can never have enough greetings, right? Especially foiled ones. So those are available now. Now I want to show you a stamp set that I have in this month's release as well. This one is really fun. It's called Celebrate You, and it is another silhouette stamp set. It's got this fun floral here. It's got a beautiful new butterfly to our collection, and it's got these pretty branches that really feel like springtime and early summer flowers with birds sitting in the branches already. And then it's got a dragonfly and 2 butterflies. The greetings are, "You are so kind. You are the perfect reason to celebrate. You make the sun shine brighter. Hello, and celebrate the little things, for they are the big things." And I have a few samples to show you with this that I want to show in just a second, but I want you to know that this is available as a stamp set only or a stamp and die bundle. And it's really fun to cut out silhouette images. I'm really enjoying that lately. I didn't think I would like it so much, but man, it is super fun. And I kind of wish I had dies for every silhouette stamp set we have. Now, before I show you my cards, I want to show you one more new thing, and that is this brand new stencil. Now, this cloud pattern is a little bit different than our sea, sun, and sky cloud pattern, and you can mix them together to get variations on that puffiness of your clouds. But it's also got this swirl, and it's got this box here. This is called Beautiful Backdrops, and I'm going to show you a couple of cards I made using these 2 items together. So the first one that I want to show you is just a very simple card. It's this one right here. So what I did with this card is I took this stencil and I laid it on a diagonal over my card, and I did a turquoise sea. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is blue sky, a wild wisteria, and a passionate pink stripe. And what's nice about this is because you can see through the stencil, you can create spacing between the stripes, or you can just butt the stripes right up against each other and, you know, see what I mean? Like you can see right through there. So you could see like I'm down onto the blue here, or I'm right up against the edge of the blue, or I'm leaving a little bit of space. So you can make your stripes across your card either touching, spaced apart. You can make them vertical or horizontal. You could crisscross them and make kind of a, you know, like a little bit of a, like a check design kind of. And everywhere that the colors overlap, you're going to get new colors. So I just did the 3 stripes right there kind of as a grounding panel, and I did it on an angle to kind of create movement on this card. And then I stamped and die cut this silhouette butterfly. I didn't even bother coloring it, but you can with a little Copic marker or some colored pencils. And then I cut out the greeting, "You are the perfect reason to celebrate," and added a few little silver pearls. So that's one card I made with these 2 items. Let me put this back here. So the next card I want to show you is I actually did an oval mask. And you can use our mask stencil that has an oval in it, or you can just cut an oval out of Masking Magic or cardstock and just place it on top of a piece of white cardstock. And then I use the clouds from this stencil to create a cloud pattern. These clouds might be a little bit flatter than the sea, sun, sky, but they're interchangeable, or you can use them together to create more looks. I used some, I'm not sure if that was turquoise sea or sea glass, but I think it was turquoise sea, just very light on the brush. Could have even been blue sky in there because that looks a little more blue sky. But I created some clouds while I had that oval masked off. So then when I pulled the mask off, all of the clouds were contained inside the oval. And then I just stamped that branch with the birds, and I put celebrate the little things, for they are the big things, and I die cut that out with the coordinating die. So such a simple card. I feel like cards like this, depending on the greetings that you use, they're super easy to create like a masculine look too. All right, so that is my second card. And then I have one more card here that I just love. I did the oval thing again. I made a mask. And then what I did with this is I used this part of the stencil right here to create an area where you get the dip. You know what I mean? So I created a dip while I had that oval mask on. And I did part of it in Lucky Clover, part of it in Blue Sky, and part of it in Wild Wisteria. Then I removed the mask and stamped that floral image onto the whole thing with black. I wanted everything to extend outside the oval, and then just added "You Are So Kind." I will definitely do a tutorial on these because I know that you guys are going to want to see how I did these and how this all works. But I am just in love with this stamp set, and I think this design right here just looks so pretty. It's nice and big for an A2 card. Plus, you know, if you're doing any kind of ink blending, you know, if you're doing like double stenciling, or you're doing other types of ink blending, or you're creating a scene, you can create that same kind of scene inside a mask instead of just doing the whole card and then stamp these kinds of images on top. So I'll definitely get a video on this for you for sure. Maybe I'll feature this on Thursday. That might be a good one to do on Thursday's video, because I'm going to do a little bit of a shorter video on Thursday because I have some other things going on, and then we'll be picking up our master layout series the following Thursday. So maybe I'll feature this so you guys can see how to do it. I think you're going to fall in love with this combination here. And this is useful for so many things. Okay, so now it is time to show you the brand new card kit. A whole lot of happiness inside. Let's take a look at what's in our brand new kit. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because this is a big one. It's got a lot of cool things in here, and it's got a free gift. And we've never done a free gift like this before, and I think that you're going to love it. And I've got lots of samples with the free gift too. All right, this is called Floral Fix. I was really trying to figure out what to call this because both of these stamp sets have nothing to do with each other. But what do I need every month when I'm buying stamps and I'm looking at, you know, I need my floral fix. So I thought that would be a cute name for this kit, and also we're playing on the word fix because it's got the Mr. Fix-It stamp set in here as well. So in this kit, you have a 6x8 stamp set called Ruffled Blooms. It's this gorgeous big floral design. Then you've got the Mr. Fix-It 4x6 stamp set. You've got a full die set that cuts every single one of these elements out. You've got a full die set that cuts every one of these elements out. You've got this gorgeous frangipani floral set, and I've learned since that the frangipani is actually the common name, and the scientific name for these flowers is plumeria. Now, I know a lot of you call them plumeria, but I believe in Europe they call them frangipani. And I first stumbled upon this flower in Bermuda when Tom and I were playing music there. We lived there for a little while, and they had a perfumery that we used to ride our mopeds at night home, and all of the frangipani flowers were open at night, and they would cast this unbelievably beautiful smell. And I had to go to the perfumery and buy that frangipani perfume because it smelled so good. And I was telling my daughter about it, and she said, "Mom, we've got to do a stencil with those flowers. They are just so cute." So that's what we did, and these are frangipani flowers. Now, there's also a 5-piece coloring stencil set that was designed to work with the free gift. It'll also work with the stamp set and with the additional polyglaze sheets that you can get for this kit. But there is a little bit of a trick to getting them to work, because when you design stencils for embossing folders, they're usually just a little bit bigger because they have to go around a puffed out design. So I'll explain more, and I will give a tutorial on all of this. You know I'll be using this kit a lot. Now, this is our free gift, the Ruffled Blooms 3D embossing folder. And that's what you saw in Arjita's project. And I saw a couple of you saying, what embossing folder is that? And nobody answered, I don't think, because that is the one that's the free gift in the kit. So let's take a look at these in real life, okay? So let's start with the big stamp set here. No, let's start with the Mr. Fix-It. I'll do these cards first. So Mr. Fix-It, I know that sun isn't in here, and I know a lot of you want the greeting that says sun. But the reason it's not in here is because next month's kit has a stamp set in it that uses son and daughter and cousin and niece and nephew, and the sun is the same font, the same size, and it will work with this stamp set. So for those of you that are waiting for sun, it's coming. Don't fret. But this one is perfect for Father's Day coming up, for those of you that are celebrating with a husband, a grandpa, a brother, a father-in-law, an uncle. And I had to put babe in here for Rena because I know down the line someday when she's a mom, she's going to want this set because Rena and Brian call each other babe. Hey, babe. How are you, babe? I'm good, babe. So they call each other babe. And I know a lot of people use babe as a term of endearment. So I thought it would be cute to have it in there. So this has these big greetings for the actual people, like husband, grandpa, brother, dad, father, uncle, babe. And then it's got the in-laws separate. So if you want to do a brother-in-law, or you want to do a father-in-law, or next month you want to do a son-in-law, you will be able to do that. And then it's got these really cute greetings, like when it comes to being a great, insert your person, you nailed it. We've built a great life together. That would be great for anybody. It doesn't have to be for a guy. It could be for anybody. Maybe you're a guy that stamps and you want to make that card for your wife, or it could be for anybody. Then we have Mr. Fix-It. We have being with you fixes everything. And then happy birthday, and we added happy Father's Day in there so that you can mix and match the fonts to do like an inside happy birthday and a happy Father's Day on the inside. All right, and then of course you get the full die set, and just like all of our die sets that you saw tonight, you will get the full magnet to put all of your dies on. If you're new to Gina K Designs, I did want to show you, and I'm going to struggle taking this out of the package, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to show you what the dies look like when you get them. All right, so your stamp set will be here, and then when you get your dies, you open it up. We double bag all the dies now, so we never have any dies that escape our packaging. So you'll see there's a plastic bag inside this thick plastic bag. All of the dies are already cut apart, so you don't have to detab them yourself. No more metal shards flying around the room. We don't like that. And then you get the Gina K Designs magnet that will fit all of the dies from the set. So you can pull them out of the package. You can lay them out in the same orientation for your stamp set. That'll make it easy for you to figure out which greeting die you want to grab. And you can put them on your magnetic board. Then you can store all of this together in one of our stamp pockets. And our storage pockets are all back in stock in case you were looking for them. They are all back in stock. Okay, I know that people were waiting for those for a while. So I want to show you a couple of cards. I made 2 cards with the Mr. Fix-It set because I had a lot of cards to make. So I only made 2, but I do want to let you in on a little secret. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be going live with Megan Andrew. For those of you who don't know Megan Andrew, she's an amazing card maker. She works with Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. She teaches for them. She's not just a scrapbooker, she's also a card maker, and she is incredible. She has a YouTube channel, and she makes videos for Gina K Designs as well as other companies. She has She's part of our guest design team, and she and I are going live together tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time. So it's an hour later than my normal time because I didn't want to go too close to another friend who's going live tomorrow. I like to space it out a little bit, let you guys get something to eat, let you guys go to the bathroom, get a drink. So we spaced it out a little bit so we're not too close to one of my other friends, Heidi from Simon Says Stamp, who's going live tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central Time. So we gave you 2 hours in between, or an hour in between. So let me show you the cards that I made with this. And Megan and I are going to be using this set tomorrow. So if you want to see some fun card ideas using this set, tomorrow we're going to do that. So the first card I want to show you is this one. I made a little gatefold card. And I thought it would be fun, instead of making both sides even like we normally do with a gatefold card, I used our brick wall stencil on one side and I did a little wood graining. I did some thin wood grain planks on the other side. And then I use when it comes to being a great husband, and it's got the hammer and nails in there, you nailed it. And I've got a couple of nails in there that I just randomly stamped onto that inside panel. The outside, I used Master Layouts 13, and that's the one that's designed for fancy folds. All three of these panels come from Master Layouts 13. And then inside I used Master Layouts 2, so that's kind of decorated and snazzy on the inside too. So Tom, pretend you didn't see this, okay? Because this is coming to you soon.
See what?
Good, perfect. All right, so here's a more generic card. It could be for anybody on your list, a girl, a guy, somebody that you're not married to, somebody that's just a good friend. I made this little postage card. I didn't make it necessarily postage elements. I think Megan and I are going to make some postage cards tomorrow. But being with you fixes everything. And I die cut that and popped it up. And then I used Master Layouts 9, I believe, or 11. I used Master Layouts 11 for this. This is the one that we just used in our last Master Layouts video. This was our original postage style that we did several years ago, many years ago actually. And I stamped and die cut all of the tools and popped them up so you can see all of the dimension in there, including the nail here for the hammer, the screw here for the screwdriver. And Tom, what is that? Is that like what is that thing called that works with a wrench? A nut? Is that a nut?
That's a different type of screw.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Bolt.
A bolt. Yeah. Okay. So I knew it was something that I didn't know what it was. And then I have the pliers over here, and I added a few little silver elements just because it felt right with the tools. I just colored those in with Copic markers. I didn't do any fancy shading or anything because all the shading is already in the design. You don't have to shade. You can just color straight. Thank you. Everybody's saying bolt.
This is
Gina,
reminding me of all the things I need to fix around the house. Is that part of this plan?
Yeah, so Tom, it's time for you to get on it. If you want this card, you got to fix the things around the house. So these are two of the cards that I made using the Mr. Fix-It set. I love that set. Okay, so now let's get to the next item here from the kit. I'm going to pull all of these out. So the next thing I want to show you is the frangipani flowers. So this was designed again by my daughter Alicia. She does all of our big layering flowers from our kits. And I love this one. It's so cute. It's so pretty. Now it can be a frangipani plumeria flower, or it can be any flower you want. You can even cut a circle out and pop it in the middle and make it just a big, fun, whimsical kind of daisy. So I want to show you two cards I made with it. This one I colored kind of similar to the frangipanis that I shared in our Facebook group. And I just did those flowers going down this A2 card. I used a combination of bubblegum pink and butterscotch to create that mix of pink and yellow that's common in the frangipani or plumeria flowers. And then I just used our big Grateful and Shadow die. I didn't use the shadow part. I just die cut Grateful and popped it right on there. So that is a super fun, quick and easy card that you can make. And and I want to zoom in here because I want to show you the little pastel dots are on this card, and I mixed them with the black ones. So can you see the little pastel ones in there? There they are. I picked some of the pink ones and some of the yellow ones that looked really cute with the bubble gum and the butterscotch. So those were fun to add onto the card too. Now I decided to make a big 5x7 card also, and I wanted this to be a real wow with blues. I used some blue sky and powder blue, and I just did the frangipani cluster on one side, and then I flipped it and did it on the other side. Then I added some leaves from our nature stencil. Let me find that stencil for you. Let me grab it here because I don't know the name. Let's see. It is called, oh gosh. Brianne, what's it called? It's back here. Here we go. Just so that you guys know what it is, it's called Nature's Elements, and this stencil was designed for some of those flower sets that you need to add a few more leaves to. It's also got like a little grounding. You could do that in gray and then pop an animal on it. It's got centers that you can do for the flowers, so if you wanted to stencil a big center or a smaller center in that flower, you could do that instead. It's got stars, some clouds, and then all these different leaves. And so I just added some of those in here just to step it up a little bit, but you wouldn't have to do that. You could just go with all the blues. And then I used Master Layouts 8 to cut this out, and I made sure that I had it lined up nicely on my 5x7 piece of cardstock. So this way, when this dropped out, and I'm going to show you, see that? That is... This panel dropped out of there. All I did was mount it onto a black panel, and then I popped that whole thing back onto this panel. So it's just a little extension, and it creates a nice frame. And then I just put the whole thing on a 5x7 card base. And remember, those 5x7 card bases, you can mail them. They don't take extra postage. I've never had to pay extra postage for a 5x7, so I kind of like that. It's usually like when you go to whatever size you find at the Hallmark store on the envelope, if it takes extra postage, it'll say it on the envelope. And I have not been dinged for extra postage. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I don't know. The post office is wacky. I never know what the situation is. But there are two cards that I made with the frangipani stencil. I used our Hello and Shadow die, and then I used our friend caps to just put friend right down here, and I just cut those out with black cardstock. So those are fun, some nice big greetings, and a nice beautiful stencil that can be used not just for cards, but for scrapbook pages as well. All right, so now let's talk about this. So here we have the Ruffled Blooms stamp and die bundle. Again, the big magnet is in there. We have the Ruffled Blooms 6x6 coloring stencils. Now these may look different than our other stencils, and that's because I did not design these. These were designed by my friends at Memory Box. We did a partnership with them, and they have helped us create some 3D embossing folders. So if you have any Memory Box embossing folders, you will notice that the sandwich for your die cutting machine will be the same. Now, I did put information on the back of our stencil that tells you exactly how to use it with the Intracut, if you have the Intracut. I don't know how to use 3D embossing folders with every other die cutting machine that's out there on the market. You will have to play with your own die cutting machine to see how it will work for you. But if you follow the instructions here and you use our regular plates that come with the machine, this works beautifully. Now, with this embossing folder, you get an extra die that will cut one of the flowers out. So if you want to emboss this, you're able to pop up one of the flowers on top to create even more dimension. I didn't use that yet in my samples, but you can see it hiding back there behind the embossing folder. Now, this embossing folder, this 3D embossing folder, will also emboss the stamped image, and it will emboss the coordinating polyglaze. All right, and I do have a sample of that to show you what that looks like, okay? So all of these things coordinate together, and let's show a few samples. So the first sample I want to show you is just a simple white design. I think this would be also a very beautiful wedding card or anniversary card. All I did was emboss that ruffled blooms with the 3D embossing folder. I used Master Layouts 8 to create a frame, and then I used the greetings from this set, Friend, You Make My World a Better Place, and I used some of our brand new flat crystal clear sequins to create this card. Look how simple this is. It's simple, but it's so elegant, isn't it? If I got this card, oh my gosh, I think I'd put it in a frame and it's not me, it's the embossing folder. It's not that the card, it's so pretty. It's already in a frame. All you have to do is stand it upright, right? But can you see all of that depth and dimension of the 3D? Oh, I love that. They're different than 2D embossing folders. The 3 dimensions are amazing. So that is just a very simple, plain white card, just to show you how simple it can be. Now, I found an old piece of our old brushed metallic gold cardstock. We can't get this anymore, but there are so many metallic cardstocks out on the market. So I made this card using metallic cardstock, and look at how beautiful that is. That's just run through the die cutting machine. I cut it down, and I just put it on a white card base. And then I added a polyglaze greeting because I thought the gold needed some gold, and I just put You Make My World a Better Place, and then to play off the shiny gold, I did some shiny gold pearls, just kind of drizzled down the center of the card. But look how easy that is. Isn't that so beautiful? Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's another card. Now I want to show you one that I did just with the stamp set. So I want to show you how beautiful the stamp itself is. I used the coloring stencils to color this in, and then I did a mix of our new iridescent dots. You can see them shining, and some black pearls. So a little mix there to play off the purples and also to play off the black. And I stamped this, actually, this isn't stamped with black, it's stamped with dark chocolate. Because I was trying to go for a no-line thing, but then I didn't like the way it looked, so I went over it with a little bit darker ink, and before you know it, it didn't look like no line anymore. But, it is what it is. It still came out nice, and I didn't want to not use it. Now, I cut this out. You can see that this is die cut, this image, and then I popped the image up. So it's got a little bit of depth and dimension here. And I used light lilac, medium lilac, lovely lavender, and a little bit of butterscotch in the center. Now, I think it's butterscotch. It was whatever yellow was left on my brush, and it looked like butterscotch, but it very well could be a little bit of wild dandelion. But any yellow would be beautiful in the center. And then I did the light and medium spruce for the leaves. And again, I used the coloring stencils for this, so that made it really, really easy. The name of the stencil that has the leaf, the stencil, that is called, Brianne, what was that called again? Nature, oh my goodness, did I put it away already? Here it is, Nature's Elements. That's it, Nature's Elements. Okay, so this one is just showing you how the stamp set works by itself, because sometimes you might not feel like embossing. You might just want a flat design. All right, now I want to show you, I'm saving my favorite one for last, but I want to show you a couple. So here I cut out flowers, because I want to show you how this cuts out, where it's open everywhere, which is really cool, because if you wanted to do that over gold metallic cardstock, or you wanted to do it over a solid cardstock, you could, and it will all show through. It's not just the outline, it's all the innards too. And then what I did here was I had some Delicata metallic ink You might have a metallic gold or a metallic silver ink pad in your collection. I used one of our sponge daubers. I just dabbed it in the gold ink, and I just dabbed some gold ink on top of that, just to really accentuate everything. And I thought that that was really elegant. So I wanted to show you what that looks like. And then I also want to show you what it looks like when you do it in polyglaze and then you run it through the embossing folder. So check this out. This is all 3D. You can see the 3D design is in there. And I did that with the polyglaze, so all the outlines are gold. And now you can have gold outlined 3D embossing. Isn't that a wow? I love that. And that would be another beautiful way to create that simple white card, but then instead of just the white, you could have the gold in there, or you could have silver. And it would be a beautiful anniversary card. Maybe if it's a 25th, you could do it in silver. If it's a 50th, you could do it in gold. Or for a wedding, it would be beautiful too. So if you want a little more than the white on white, you could do it with the polyglaze. And you can see that polyglaze, it cuts out perfectly. And it embosses perfectly. All right, I have one more to show you. So I decided to do one that was white like this in this layout, but I wanted to use the coloring stencils. So that's what this looks like. Can you see all the different layers in there? I love this one. I think this might be my favorite card that I made. So what I did here was I used light carnation and medium carnation, and then I used a little bit of dark carnation in the center just to accent the little tiny, I don't know what they're called. They look like berries. They're not berries. It's the stamen, I guess. But that is... I love the way the coloring stencils work over the embossing folder. Now, you do have to shift the embossing folder a little bit. So these two flowers work really nicely. And then I had to shift up just a little bit to do these two flowers. So when you're doing this, you can kind of feel it snap over the flower a little bit. And then just do them like one or two at a time. Just take your time and go through them, and you can create the most gorgeous cards. And then I use the polyglaze sheets for this, thinking of you and praying for peace. So I love this one, and I used some dusty rose for my background color here. And it worked really nicely with the blend of the light carnation and the medium carnation and the dark carnation. Just kind of all went really nicely together. And I know this card has no black, so don't even ask me if I'm feeling well. I used no black, and it's my favorite card that I made. But I love this. So this kit is an incredible value because these 3D embossing folders are very expensive to manufacture. And because of the way that we're doing it with another company and we're not doing the artwork ourselves, there are extra costs involved in that. But I didn't want to try to do this myself because I don't know how. So I went to the best of the best, and they know what they're doing. And these are exclusive Gina K designs. You'll never be able to find them anywhere else. They did this one for me, and we have many more to follow. So I just want you to know that.
Wow.
I know, right?
I never thought I'd say it, but that card doesn't need a black scent.
It doesn't need a black scent, right? It just perfect the way it is, right? All right, Tom, I didn't let you do your word of the day. So would you like to do your word of the day?
Oh, no, we can save that.
You want to save the word of the day?
Yeah, let's save the
All
word
right,
of
we'll
the day.
save
You're
it.
on a roll.
Maybe you could do it tomorrow for Megan and I.
Okay.
Will you do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we're going to give away some gift cards tonight. We're going to give away, let's do 3. Can you do 3, Tom?
3.
Okay. So we're going to give away 3 gift cards. But before we do that, I just want to remind you that this kit is jam-packed. And of course, just like all the items in this release, we have limited quantities. We just, we didn't know what was going to happen with this release, and we have limited quantities, and once they're gone, they're gone. But, we still have plenty of kits left, so I would definitely make sure that you pick this up. What is the slanted corner on the grip mat? That's a good question. I'm just looking at the questions here. So the slanted corner on the grip mat, it's just the way the design curved and how they made the base up, and I kind of like it, and I wish I had done it on this one too, because it's just like a little tab where it's easy to pull it off the MISTI, but it doesn't affect anything. It's just the way they created the base up. All right. So, if you're new to the channel, we would love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up if you like tonight's release party. That really does help our channel. And if you are not subscribed to our channel, we would absolutely love it if you would hit the subscribe button and then also hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And then if you aren't part of our Facebook group, we have a very active Facebook group where we share all of the projects, pictures of the projects and stuff that all of our guest designers are doing. They've shared them in Facebook and also on Instagram, but we'd love you to join our Facebook group. It's super fun. It focuses on Gina K Designs products and projects so that you can see all these products in use. And we have amazing members there. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. We would love you to join. Just answer the security questions and then make sure that you read the rules and check that you agree to the rules. And then we would love to have you join us and we'll let you in. And then a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. She's been working her little butt off this whole time, sharing links for everybody. Thank you, Brianne. And every time somebody says, wait, I missed, where is this? Or I can't find that, Brianne is right in there with a link. So thank you, Brianne. If you missed any of the links, you can find all the products we shared tonight on our website at ginakdesigns.com. All right, Tom, let's give away some gift cards. So we're going to give away 3 $15 gift cards. So come on in. We want to see you too. There we go.
Okay, 3 rapid fire
gift cards. 3 gift cards.
All at once.
All at once.
Okay, here we go. Drum roll, please. And the winners are Kathy Williams, Wendy Kirkpatrick, and Bonita Malacusky.
Yay!
Yahoo!
Congratulations to our winners, ladies. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and they will get those $15 gift certificates in an email to you, and you can use them whenever. They don't expire. So maybe you've already shopped, but you could save it for our next release, or maybe later in the month you'll see something in a video and you'll think, I'd like to add that little thing too, and that will be the perfect little something coming to you in your mailbox. Well, everybody, this was so much fun. A huge shout out to you, Tom. Thank you so much over there in the dead space for helping with all of our illustrators and getting all their videos. Thank you to all of our illustrators who made time to create those beautiful presentations and their beautiful cards. To all of our guest designers out there sharing projects all over social media tonight and tomorrow, thank you as well. And thank you to all of you for being here and supporting us month after month. We know it's crazy, but, you know, stamping and card making is our sanity right now, right? So it makes us all feel good to get a little something in our mailbox. So if you've enjoyed tonight's release, I hope you have a little something fun coming to you. And don't forget, if you spend $75 in product, you get a free gift. So make sure you decide which one you want, because that will pop up and you will get one of those free incentive sets or the cardstock. All right, everybody. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central Time, 1 hour later than our normal afternoon lives, I'll be live with Megan Andrew. Thursday, I will be back featuring that new silhouette stamp set. And Friday, I'm going to be trying to go live with Jennifer McGuire. She and I have another tag team video we've been trying to get in. So hopefully that's going to come about. If it does, and it's all scheduled, I will definitely share that on my YouTube channel, on my post tab, and also in our Facebook group. So stay tuned for all of the inspiration coming at you all week long here on YouTube. And thank you all so much for being with us. We can't wait to see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.